Good morning. We're Acts 11, 25 and 26, and we're finishing off the year with a few verses left in Acts 11. So Barnabas went to Tarsus to look for Saul, and when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch. For a whole year they met with the church and taught with a great many people, and in Antioch the disciples were first called Christians. It's not difficult to think of Barnabas being exhausted and overwhelmed and looking at the opportunities in Antioch, and then he remembered, oh, hey, Saul lives close by. So it says he went to seek for Saul. He hunted for him, and Barnabas had to do some looking, and he did find Saul. Saul was valuable to Barnabas, and it was worth it for him to leave the work in Antioch for a season and search for Saul. Together, Barnabas and Saul taught a great many people, making the church in Antioch strong. Remember, this is the hub of immorality. Now it has one of the strongest churches, and it will continue for centuries. Saul had spent some 12 years in Tarsus and when we last left him, but he didn't waste those years. He spent time in quiet ministry and preparing. In all this, Antioch became the center for teaching and preaching. Antioch had some of the greatest preachers of the first century. Barnabas, Paul, Peter. It's also great informal preaching. Acts 11:20 reminds us that they spoke to the Hellenists, preaching the Lord Jesus. This is a combination with a formal type of preaching, and they were trying to impact the world. Disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. It wasn't until these years that the church in Syrian Antioch started using the name Christian. The people had been called disciples, Acts 1:15, saints, Acts 9:13, believers, Acts 5:14, brothers, Acts 6:3, witnesses, Acts 5:32, followers of the way, Acts 9:2, Nazarenes, Acts 24:5. Now, they're called Christians. In Latin, the IAN ending means party of. So it's like the party of Jesus. These are Jesus parties. And Christians were sort of, like Jesusites or Jesus people, describing people associated with Jesus. Also, soldiers under particular generals use the IAN ending. Caesar called himself a Caesarean. Soldiers under Jesus Christ were called Christians. First called Christians can have the idea that they were called Christians before they were called anything else. They're our first identity now as Christians. Now, we need to ask, what are you identified with?